Well, everybody, we're back with a revolutionary idea. We're going to go through in a slideshow format, a PowerPoint format. Oh my god, remember the good old days? Attack on Titan chapter reviews. And we're going to go through our favorite characters. We're counting down 28 characters, I'm pretty sure. Now, you might say, Alita Rialdi already did this. But as we know, his list sucked. There was like My Hero Academia characters on there. I'll tell you what, there's no My Hero Academia fucking characters on my goddamn list, so we had to do it better. And you know how the nostalgia critic likes to go one beyond? We went one less, just to prove that we're countercultural like that than Alita Re, who I checked had 29 characters on his list. Now, I did originally have a list of like 35 characters, but then I was like, do I really care about this? But also, there's some weird choices on here, chat. You know, I just thought about my favorite character designs. Oh! This is also only anime and manga. I should have put that in the little thingy here. I'm sure it's in the YouTube title. But we actually have rules for this. We've got no Pokemon, like the creatures. Now, we might have Pokemon human characters on here. Maybe a few. But no, we're not putting Aggron and Tyranitar and Lugia on this list, chat. That wouldn't be fair. Just human characters. There's also no, like, robot designs or other creature designs, but I probably would have considered them. Nothing came to mind. The Great Pen should be on the list, but he's not. So yeah, and no shitty one anime, not one per series, alright? We ain't doing that shit. We're making a true to life list here. If we want 17 goddamn Black Lagoon characters, we'll have 17 goddamn Black Lagoon characters. I don't give a fuck. But let's start the list. Oh, we love their great Krillin. Dragon Ball Z Krillin specifically, though the great Dragon Ball is pretty good. Now, a bit of a difficulty in this list was finding good images for this shit, chat. Can you see my mouse? Oh my god, my mouse is here. This one's actually okay. But obviously, I remember. I'm about 3 years old, 4 years old, maybe 7 years old. I'm at my cousin's house. And he's playing this game, this fighting game on the TV. It's Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. I think I didn't know that at the time. You think I could say Budokai when I was 7? What are you, stupid? And he's scrolling through this great character wheel. And he goes past characters and they keep saying character names like Frieza. And I'm like, how's a Frieza gonna fight? So I'm literally picturing like a Frieza with arms. And the one character design I remembered was the great bald man with 6 dots on his head, and he was shorter than everybody else. Now, because Budokai 3 has like the scroll wheel, and all the characters come up in like silhouette. It's the coolest like character select screen of all time, and I saw the great Krillin there. And ever since then, all I can think about is the great Krillin. He's just so cool. Now, the more I looked at Krillin on Google Images, I was like, this is kind of a weird-looking fella, huh? But I like him here. This image is succinct. Now, I want him to do, like, a pose or something where he's fighting. But we love the great simple Krillin. He's got a bald fucking head. It's by choice, chat, because he grows hairs later. But I'll tell you what, that hair Krillin ain't going to be anywhere near this goddamn list. We're talking about Saiyan Arc to Cell Arc Krillin. The Krillin that the great Android 18 fell in love with. I can't believe I forgot to put Android 18 on this list. She definitely should have been above Krillin. But you know, we're poking holes in this list already. There are other... Why isn't Videl on the list? There's like 2 other DBZ characters on this list. I only thought about the fighting boys. This is disgusting. But anyway, honorable mention, Videl with the long hair, of course, and the great Android 18. We love him. Now... is that all we got to say about the great Krillin? He's super cool and stuff. He's in like all the arcs, brother. He's got a real thing, except from the Boo Saga. But in then, he's just a great dad to, of course, Merrin, his ex-girlfriend's namesake. It's epic. Oh, we love the Latios girl from Pokemon. Now, chat, you might be saying, I just broke my only rule on this list. Isn't that funny? Because this girl, chat, if you don't know, is actually a Pokemon in disguise. But obviously, she's got the coolest design ever, the coolest Pokegirl. That's actually not true. We've got 2 more coming up. You think there's any boy Pokemon characters on this list? What are you, fucking stupid? You think I'm a girl or something? Now, obviously, she's got the cool hair. She's running around. She kisses Ash on the cheek, I think, at the end of the movie. It's fucking crazy. After her fucking sister dies, spoiler alert, this movie's the greatest movie of all time. We're in Venice. We're searching for the girl. She's running away. She can't talk. All great things. We love the Johto Pokemon character designs, and especially the Johto Pokemon anime colors. It doesn't really come through because there's like a filter over this image that we used in putting in the great PowerPoint. But we love all those things, and they coincided to make just a great character design here from the great Latios girl Pokemon form from the 5th Pokemon movie. Epic, greatest character of all time, besides the other 26. Oh, we got the great Agni here. Now, the only 2 Fujimoto character designs on this list, but the great Agni, what can we say? He's a striking young man. a bunch of the meta and early Fire Punch is about just how striking of a young man he is. Now, I thought of being countercultural again, chat, and putting the great face, the meme face on here, because that would be funny, because you would be expecting the great Fire Punch Agni to be on here, when actually that Agni's just equally as good. So I guess this is an all-encompassing selection. But, he's on fire and stuff, and half of his face is burned, and look at his hair, and he's like Todoroki, but not a little bitch dweeb boy. Again, no My Hero Academia characters on here. Shout out to the great Sun, who's down here too. We don't even like him. Oh my god, Jackie Bacon is here as we're counting down the top 28 character designs of all time. Anime and manga. Bacon, we just reacted to your video, you missed it. What an idiot. Showing up late. Couldn't be me. Oh, the girl from the Lucario movie. Now, oh my god, I've got GIFs in this thing, chat. I'm great. I'm just so good at PowerPointing. I didn't even remember this girl's name, and I was just thinking about, like, Pokemon girl character designs, and then I remembered this girl. In Googling, I found out that her name is Kid Summers. This is crazy. But she just has the coolest character design. First of all, she's in armor at the beginning of the movie when I think Pikachu fights an Aggron, but I don't think it's her Aggron at the beginning of this movie, because every Pokemon movie, towards like the first 15 minutes, they play the opening theme from the corresponding season of the anime, and they have a cool epic battle in the great movie quality animation. It's always epic. The first movie, of course, has the Donphan fight, where Donphan was revealed for the first time, and this one it's Aggron, but then later in like the finals of this tournament, Ash battles with Pikachu, I believe. The great Weavile over here. This is also Weavile's debut, like, thingy, because this is the generation before he would be introduced in Gen 4. And anyway, she's cool in this outfit, but then later she's like a secret spy, and she's trying to steal shit and stuff, and she has a sneaky little Weavile, and she's got her hair up like this. Just cool. And look, Brock's a big fan of all of her... Hey, I didn't mean to go to the next fucking slide yet. Where all of our cool accomplishments here, and she also, like, everybody dies at the end of this movie, so it's epic, and she has a thing where she releases a Weavile and says, "I love you, Weavile, I'll save you," and she says it. It's pretty great. So this character is epic. Look at her, she's sick. Boo, Maki Seikurusu from Steins Gate, lame. Also, why does Google Images suck now? Why can I never find good quality images? And why, if you look closely, does this image look like trash? And also, when you Google Maki Seikurusu, it's all her being, like, cute and stuff, or her being really anime-ified, and being lame and gross, and, like, weirdly trying to be sexy, not sexy. There is one sexy scene in Steins Gate, remember? Then it's, like, in episode 2, when she's in her apartment, she's got, like, no pants on. That was pretty epic. But, obviously Maki Seikurusu is cool because she's mean all the time and stuff. So, like, that's what the image should reflect. So I got her pouty face over here. But anyway, she's in Steins Gate. I've suspended all opinions on Steins Gate until I rewatch it soon. We'll try and get Jackie Bacon in on it. Alita refuses to do it because Alita rewatches the sub for Steins Gate. Could you imagine that? The dub voice girl for Kurusu is, like, in everything. She's in My Hero Academia a bunch and in a bunch of other things, I'm sure. I think she's literally Mikasa in the Attack on Titan dub, but I associate her only with this character, and whenever I hear her in other things, I think that's the Kurusu actress, and she sounds good in that. All dubs are terrible except for the ones I like, and Steins Gate is one of, like, 4 ones I like. We got Naruto, we got Cowboy Bebop, we got Black Lagoon, and we got Steins Gate. The rest, straight trash. Oh, and we like Pokemon, of course. But anyway, the great Maki Seikurusu, if I was 12 again, she would be number 1 on this list. Oh, Jackie Bacon just perked up the great Thorgil. Here he is, slashing that pussy Canute. Gonna kill him with raw strength to prove that the Viking way is just and moral. When I think of Thorgil, I think of moral, frankly. And he snuck up, and I wish it happened, and all that good stuff. We love the great Thorgil here, especially this one. He's got his shirt off. Look at all his cool scars. His eyes are white. He's gonna fuck up that pissy boy Canute. That pussy. Anyway, Canute, not on this list. Thorgil, the only Vinland Saga character on this list. Don't feel left out, Vinland Saga fans. There's only one Berserk character on this list too, When I think of great character designs, we think of anime girls. Not fucking boys. But here we go. Our boy, Thorgil. Vinland Saga, in case you didn't know. He's the best. We love him. Now, we got another Pokegirl, and I think the last Pokegirl on the list, we got the great May from Pokemon. Now, you might be saying, what about Misty? Shut up, pussy. You might be thinking, what about Dawn? What are you, a moron? Obviously, May is the best one. And remember when she comes back in Diamond and Pearl and she has her emerald outfit on and she's in, like, a contest and stuff? That's the sickest of all time. Oh, I can't wait to get to these great May episodes in the Pokemon anime. May was like a big crybaby at the beginning. She was actually going to be a Pokemon trainer like Ash and not a Pokemon contest trainer like she would eventually become. She had her boyfriend Drew. He was pretty cool and gay. We've got, I think there was like a cacturn looking guy. He was pretty gay too, I think. Oh my god, all of these contest boys were gay. This is crazy. The real men, they do Pokemon battles. But May, then she becomes super cool, and she actually wins, unlike Ash. But she probably only wins the second one in the Battle Frontier, huh? But Pokemon contests are sick, and May's got like a Torchic, and at the end she gets a not a Combuskin, she has a Combuskin too, but she gets a Blaziken at the end, and it beats the fuck out of Sceptile. Actually, they draw, and it's just epic. And that's when they say goodbye, and May's just the best Pokegirl, because we love Generation 3 here. Oh, that great Noriko from Gunbuster. Look at this great image I found. I screenshotted this, I'm pretty sure, from my great episodes. Now, Gunbuster, the characters, they were okay. We like them a lot. But the character designs, let me tell you something, brother. If you don't think there's two other characters from this franchise coming up, you got another thing fucking coming. Now, the great Kazumi obviously has a great character design, but the character takes away from it because she's such a whiny little bitch and she's in love with her pedophile coach and, all that stuff. But we love the great Noriko here. She skips rope and she folds her arms. You ever seen anybody else fold their arms? And she says, "Hey-ya!" when she does the little thing when she turns, and then she super Inazuma kicks. Now, you might be saying Kazumi does that too, but we already went over why she's not on the list. But anyway, Noriko is the greatest character of all time. The great No-No Riri herself. You think I'm fucking around and not putting her on this list? She's also a Gainax girl. And we've got the great Gunbuster little tights she wears on the bottom. That's pretty cool. And remember those scenes when she's in like episode 5 when she's lounging around in Earth and you can see her boobs a little bit? That was pretty great too. Speaking of boobs, we got the great Jung Freud, the greatest Gunbuster character design, of course. She's red-headed, and her boobs are out all the time. They're big. She's from the Soviet Union. She's mean and stuff, but then she's actually our best friend, and we hang out with her on the beach. This is Noriko over here, too. Hey, stop spoiling the next hot girl. We're focusing on this one. And, she's got red hair, and it's really cool and stuff. And she's mean, and from the Soviet Union. Did I already say that? So she's just the coolest. She's named after 2 philosophers, too. Now, that's not so cool, but we forgive her. That's all we really got to say about the great. Remember at the end when she's like, I'll sacrifice myself too with you guys, but they're like, no, Jung, you can't. And she went back and then she lived the rest of her life without her best friends, and it's so sad, but she got to live and stuff. I'm sure she found a great girlfriend to settle down with. The great Makima, the last Tatsumi Fujimoto character on this great list. Remember these characters in the background? We made them where this is obviously her coolest moment when you're like, what the fuck is this crazy bitch about to do? We're about to see her powers. Which kind of devils does she have contracts with? And she's squashing these Chainsaw Man Part 1's the greatest of all time. Part 2 could never. What are you like Isometrica? What are you, a fucking loser? You know who I also didn't include on this list? Because we just said Isometrica. It reminded me of the great Mikasa Ackerman. We didn't put her on the list, though she is the best Attack on Titan character. No Attack on Titan character designs on here. The female Titan could have been on here. Why isn't Annie on here? I need to rethink this whole list. We left out so many characters. Android 18, all of my favorite blonde anime girls, but not my favorite. Don't worry, she's on here, chat. But anyway, the great Makima, she's so cool. She's so sexy and stuff. She's, like, domineering. She's, like, evil. But she just wanted to save the world, as we've learned in Part 2, from the evil Walpurgisnacht or whatever's coming down. That's me confusing something with something else. No Madoka characters on here either. I thought about it, though. The great Gotenks, Super Saiyan 3. Obviously, Super Saiyan 3, the greatest Super Saiyan. Long hair, the greatest character design. Gotenks, the great Trunks, and Goten combined into 2, talking shit. The only DBZ character with cool attacks. He makes ghosts and stuff, and they explode on you, but they actually kind of work. He was fucking up Super Boo 2 at a time. He didn't give a fuck. But then he would unfuse for a second, and then he was a little powerless. But then he went back, I'm pretty sure, and then Gohan showed up, and he was fucking lame, and, like, stole his spotlight and stuff. If you like Mr. Gohan, kill yourself. We love the great Gotenks here. He's the coolest. He was making jokes. The great Tamari from Naruto. Now, we couldn't really find a great Tamari image. Tamari, also very mean. She ends up marrying Shikamaru. Also, I forgot to change her name to the proper spelling, but you understand, chat. Now, obviously, this is a Naruto Shippuden character design, but I think I've got all the Naruto characters just as Naruto. The people understand. She's got a fan. She's obviously the coolest girl when they're younger. She's very cute when she's younger, but then when she's older, she's much cooler, and she's beating people up. She became a... Oh my god, Genin, Shunin, Sanin. That's the top one. Well, out of the basic 3 ranks before you get to a Kage. Should have been Kaze Kage, what's Gaara doing? Remember, it's super cool at the beginning of Shippuden where it's like, and Konkuro and Neji and Tamari, they all became Sanin already. Oh no, that's Sanin, that's Jiraiya and shit. Whatever the S one is. Can't believe I'm forgetting. But then they're like, but Gara became Kazekage. Crazy. Gara's not on the list. We're talking about Tamari here. Tamari, also, great character design. Obviously, she's 17 on the list. Also has literally the worst character design of all time towards the end of Shippuden, where they make her eyes really round and animefy her up. I don't know why they did that. It literally destroys all those episodes. I can't focus on anything else but how they ruined my favorite Naruto girl. And it really, 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 really pisses me off. So fuck you, Shio Perat, for doing that. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Obviously, Tamari's the coolest. Remember when she says, Maru, you ain't shit, bitch. I'm the strongest. That was epic. And she's just is the strongest and the coolest and the raddest and the coolest. And she marries Shikamaru. Wasn't that crazy? Oh, the great Nami, of course, in her greatest outfit here in Alabasta. Before the shitty time skip ruined her character design, though I've only seen anime screenshots, to be fair. Well, I'm sure I've seen screenshots of her in the manga. But, long-haired Nami sucks. We hate it. We love the great short-haired Nami, especially in the great Alabasta, where she's going to beat up this bitch in the back. Miss Tuesday or something, with her swaying hips. Nobody cares about you. We got the great... Remember at the beginning of Alabasta, where her and Vivi are trying on a bunch of outfits? That's the coolest scene of all time. Referencing the great Fire Punch, of course. Nami's the coolest. She's mean. She's stealing. She's, she cried that one time and Luffy helped her, and then she was funny all those other times, and that's why she's the best. Straw Hat. But this is just on character design, because she's way hotter than that dumb bitch Robin. We don't like Robin here. She's slim. Now, you might be saying Nami's looking a little slim here, but Nami's, got orange hair too, so how about that? Oh, do we ever falter? Do we ever miss? The great Revy from Black Lagoon, you might be surprised to see her at number 15 so low. She's got the short shorts, she's got the tattoos, she smokes, she shoots, and she swears. She says cunt in an episode. And retarded, I think. Or maybe that's just Dutch. No, she definitely says retarded. Remember when she has a shower and she sings that Doors song? And she's in love with this little cuck boy, Rock. So, she's sweet inside too. But obviously Revy's the coolest. Do I even need to explain it? Look at her, for God's sake. She's the coolest of all time. I'll tell you who's not on this goddamn list, Elite RE, and that would be Roberta. Oh, the great Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. Just like Revy, but better almost. She's slim, she's barely wearing anything. Now, I tried to just have the image be the boob clip, because that's the coolest piece of animation in anime history, in the great episode 5 of Cowboy Bebop, Ballad of Fallen Angels, the greatest anime episode of all time. But, Faye's the best when she's, being cool, or when she's being sad, or when she's being funny. But sometimes she's being serious. There's also the great screenshot I almost used of her with all the guns pointed at her at the beginning of one of the earlier episodes. She's just super cool. And, she's swindling people. She's broke. Whenever she's got something good going, she intentionally self-sabotages, just like me for real. She was in love with that fat guy for no reason. And then he got even fatter. And she was still, hung up on him because, we're all just hung up on fat guys. That we loved in our adolescence. She's so sad. She's frozen out of time. Go me. She's just so pretty. Short hair again. I guess we like that on our anime characters almost as much as we like blonde anime characters, except we forgot to put them all on the list. What an outfit. What a character design. Faye Valentine, obviously the greatest of all time. We don't even need to justify. The great Bulma from Dragon... Now, obviously, she's cutest at the beginning of Dragon Ball, and remember when she's in that bunny outfit and stuff? Now, Bulma is a lot like Tamari, as we were talking about earlier. Some of the best character designs of all time, some of the absolute worst, most dogshit character designs of all time. When Bulma has the big hair, you know the one I'm talking about, absolutely terrible, dreadful. I think that's post-Namek, pre-Time Skip 2 Android Saga. Though in Android Saga, again with the short hair and the baby, with the little baby trunks, oh, that's the sexiest character I've ever seen in my life. But then we've got modern MILF Dragon Ball Super, everything just looks absolutely god-awful in Dragon Ball Super. It's just got the ugliest art of all time. Modern Dragon Ball Z without my great thick lines and my 4x3. That's me spitting, chat. Spitting facts. But, also Bulma's just the coolest. Even when I don't like MILF Bulma at all. We like young Bulma and early MILF Bulma. But old MILF Bulma, we don't like. We don't like from the super end time skip at the end. Though I don't think I even... No, now I do remember. We don't like her in Battle of Gods or anything like that. We don't like her even in the Buu arc, frankly. But, so Android arc, Cell arc, Freezer arc in her little jumpsuit, when she's in her underwear on the ship when they're going dynamic. Oh my goodness. The beginning of DBZ, she's lounging around in casual wear. My goodness gracious me. And everything in Dragon Ball is great. Because, Dragon Ball's the best. So we love it, the Great Bomber. Remember, We'll Give You Romance? She was number 1 EDs of all time. What can we say? Oh, we love Naruto here, the great Kakashi Hatake. Not that cuck from Jujutsu Kaisen whose name I'm forgetting that just ripped off his character design. Now, obviously, we didn't really get a good Kakashi thing. He should be angry, because Kakashi's coolest when he's angry and when he's aloof. But, he became Hokage for a reason, Chad. He's just the coolest of all time. Now, we should have got him in his cool Hokage robe, but we'll have somebody else in their Hokage robe later. So, Kakashi, everybody's favorite character. Remember when you learned Might Guy was stronger than him and you, just dissociated from reality because you couldn't handle it and you thought Naruto was just terrible because you hated Might Guy and Rock Lee? Was that just me? But that was disgusting. Remember when he was, afraid of Orochimaru and you're like, Kakashi would never be afraid of anybody. Naruto sucks. This is a character assassination. But, now you like it and stuff. Remember Kakashi's dad? He was super cool too. We should put Slash, what's his name? The White Fang. I forget his actual name. I feel like it starts with a Y or something, but I nearly went to say Yamato. Yamato's character design is not nearly as cool. But we love the great Kakashi. He's obviously the greatest of all time, but he's only the 3rd best Naruto character. Isn't that crazy? Oh, our first Yu-Gi-Oh character. I reserved to only put 3 of them. We had to cut Joey Wheeler. We had to cut Marek Ishtar. Obviously, this is the prettiest anime girl of all time. She's got the scarf going on. She's got the eyes. She's got the figure chat. She's a millennium something. She's sad because her brother's evil now and her other, default uncle, Odin or whatever, is getting tortured by him. And she's in love with Yugi, of course. No, that's actually Taya. But I bet she's in love with Yugi too. Yugi's obviously the coolest. She's got the best stages. Actually, she's got literally the worst stage in Pokemon Capsule Monsters Coliseum, which is her first stage. I hate that stage. Her later one, she's in the King Coliseum because she's fucking rad and she's strong and stuff. Oh, she's the best. We love Ishizu. The love of my life. Oh, you know how earlier I said Super Saiyan 3 was the best Super Saiyan? I meant it, but Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, obviously the best DBZ character. Look at him. The one strand coming down. He was the same age as me when I was watching it, so that matters. And he's in his little Piccolo outfit here, his little Piccolo boots. He's going to fuck up a Cell Jr., fuck you up. He's going to be evil for a second. That rage he had let out all those times came back, and now it was harnessed into the great Super Saiyan 2. And this was the last time Gohan was ever good, because after this he was straight trash. Great Saiyan Man, terrible. Mystic Gohan, absolute dog shit. Nerdy Gohan who doesn't like to fight, lame. We like Goten here, he's our favorite kid now. But Gohan was for a little while when he was super cool, when he was doing this stuff, chat. Oh my god! We got the great Rei Ayanami, the 2nd best Evangelion character design. I mean, just iconic. Her in front of the moon, the greatest image of all time. Rei 2, of course, I guess is who we're counting here. Though Rei 1's got a pretty cool character design when she's a little girl. And Rei 3's just the same, but then she transforms into a big bitch. There's 3 Reis, if you didn't remember, Elidori. Come on, clue in. Obviously, Rei 2, greatest character of all time. Besides, that other one that we'll get to. But I don't know, she's got a white suit, she's got hair, she's in her schoolgirl outfit sometimes, and she's bossing people around, and she's getting personality, and she doesn't like meat, and she wrings cloths out, and I know all the little Rei details. She smiled that one time, she sacrificed herself that one time, she talked to herself internally one time. She's just the greatest of all time. CeeLo Pilder's piped up in the chat because he sees the great Rei Ayanami and he agrees. But anyway, Rei ain't shit when you got the great Oscar Langley Soryu around. Now, obviously, you're like, what? Why isn't she number 1? Obviously, she's the greatest character design of all time, and I say no. She's obviously the greatest character of all time. Everybody calm down. There are some characters with better character designs, cooler character designs, sexier character designs, because they're not 14 and stuff. We've got, and cool, you'll see, chat, you'll agree in due time. But the great Oscar Langley Soryu, the greatest character of all time, she's red, chat, if you hadn't noticed. Her Ava's even red. She's very mean. She's got blue eyes. She's German. Can we ask for anything else? She's just the coolest. Then she's sad sometimes, but then she's really happy sometimes, and then she'll pat you as you strangle her to death. It's cool. And this ain't no Asuka Shikinami, I'll tell you that much. I've talked enough about Asuka in the world. Oh, the great Yami Yuki. Easily the best anime hair of all time. Super Saiyan can suck my fucking dick. It sucks. We got Yugi's hair, Yami Yugi's hair. It's got 3 colors and it's spiky all round. I'm wrong. It's got 4 colors. There's darker purple, there's red, there's yellow, and there's black. He's got a fucking choker, for fuck's sake, and the coolest necklace you've ever seen. And he's posing, and he's... Do I need to say any more? Look at this motherfucker. He's the coolest guy to ever be cool. Well, besides his rival, but we'll get to him. I'm just spoiling things out here. Ah, the great Minato Namikaze. Now, why isn't his last name Uzumaki? You'll never know. Now, obviously the coolest thing any character has ever done in their life is when Minato gets Naruto out of there, he puts him down, he puts his dying wife next to her, he puts his fucking robe on, he grabs his little teleporting thingy over here, and he goes to fuck up that pussy Obito. Oh, it's the greatest moment of all time, greatest fight of all time, besides, the Kakashi fight. It's just the greatest, it's the coolest thing. The shot of him putting it on from the back, it's iconic, it's in every piece of art with this guy. He's even got his great robe on here. It's white and red. It's the coolest thing anybody's ever seen in their life. What more can we say? The Will of Fire lives in the great Minato, and then he died. He got impaled. But then he came back for a little bit, and he got to speak to the great Naruto. Oh, the moment where he comes back and stops Naruto for unleashing the fucking fox in the pain fight and has a little chat for him, and then Naruto socks him in the mouth and says, "Why don't you love me, Dad?" And he says, "I do love you, son." And then he pats him on the head, and then he says, "I hope you can speak to your mother soon." And where's Kushina on the list, or whatever her name is? She's the best too. Obviously, Minato Namikaze, the second best Naruto character design. Because who are we fucking playing with here? Obviously, Itachi is at the top. He's the greatest. Look at him in his silhouette form here. Sometimes he's just posing with his little arm dangling in his shirt. He's popularized the great Akatsuki robe. The first Akatsuki members we see are, of course, Itachi and the great Kisame. In the robes. Obviously, we see Orochimaru before that, but he's an ex-member. He doesn't count. And Itachi would fuck up Orochimaru. Orochimaru's whole motivation is that he can't beat Itachi and he's going to use Sasuke to beat him. Sasuke's body, that is. Ooh. Now, Itachi's just the coolest. He's just the coolest of all time. Even when he's little, he's super cool. He's holding on to Sasuke when the Nine-Tailed Fox is attacking. Need I say any more? His great, Anbu saga is great. Remember when him and Itachi and Kakashi were in the Anbu together? Oh, it's the greatest of all time. Remember when he fucked up Kakashi? Remember when he said he'll always love you? Remember when he poked the thing? Remember when he came back and he was like, "Sasuke, you're a little pussy idiot. Why are you doing this?" And then remember when he came back and he said, "Naruto, you're the best," and he had a little fight with Naruto. And remember when, he said he would always, he just loves the great Sasuke, and instead of dabbing him on the head, he fucking puts his head on his head, and it's the greatest scene of all time. Anyway, Itachi's the greatest. I need to rewatch Naruto. You do, CeeLo Pilled. We all do. We need to make Alita come on the journey with us. Obviously, it's the greatest anime of all time. I was thinking... Stop spoiling the great Nono. Why do I still think her name is Momo, chat? And why will I always call her Momo? Anyway, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, people like Arcane and people don't like Naruto. Isn't that insane? Isn't that just crazy? When you think if you ask the average person that's seen both, they would like Arcane more. And that'll make you want to kill yourself and the entire planet. Like Itachi did to his clan. The great Nono from Die Buster. Maybe, potentially the greatest character of all time. Let's get Asuka the fuck out of here. We got Nono. She's funny. She's cute. What else do you need? She's got the pink hair. She'll have red hair when she transforms. She's a fucking Buster machine. Buster Machine 7 reporting for duty. Her hair will flick this way, and her army of robots will go that way. And then her hair will flick this way, and her army of robots will go the other way. She's got a little pendant in her hair. She prays to a frog. She's got a big sis that's actually little. She's got an ultra form. She crosses her arm better than that bitch Noriko could ever hope. She's got stars in her eyes, chat. She's cold. The greatest of all time. What can we say? Why isn't she number one? The great Nono. What else? She helped Taiko get over her stuff that one time. Why isn't Taiko on the list? Taiko was on the short list, but then I got rid of her, Over Jung? Well, maybe Taiko should have been on this list. Oh my god, chat. Edit from Black Lagoon. Blonde anime girl perfection right here. We've even got the gif over here where she's wearing that shirt, encouraging her to touch her breastesses. She's also secretly a CIA operative, chat. You didn't see that twist come, and that's where this outfit comes from. She's also a nun, chat. But not really, she's just posing. Remember when she calls Chang up and says, "You're a little pussy, you're gonna do what I want, little pussy, pussy, pussy?" And then Chang slams the phone and goes, "I'm not a little pussy." But Edda says, "You are a little pussy." And remember when she fights Roberta and wins with her suitcase that one time? And she calls her a skank or something, and that she smells? Oh, it's the greatest of all time. And I bet she does even more in this manga I'm going to read someday. I promise, chat, I'll read it someday. I read like the first chapter and a little bit of the second one. I just got to be motivated. In the new year, we'll read The Great Black Lagoon. She's got the best friendship of all time in anime with her great friend Revi. Sometimes they drink beer and they bully Greenback Jane into doing what they want. What a great arc. Greatest of all time. Funniest, she says swear words. She calls somebody a she-male one time, disavow. But, you know, we forgive Edda. Look at her beautiful face. Oh, we're down to the top 2, chat. I kind of forgot who 2 was. I obviously know who number 1 is. Who the fuck is number 2? We're going to find out in real time. Oh, blonde anime bitches beware. Because we got the number 1, but only in the manga, of course. We got Holy Iron Chain Knight's Farnese. She's going to burn you at the stake, motherfucker, and you're going to like it. She's going to torture you, and she's going to masturbate to it later. She's going to get possessed, but not really, and hop on top of Guts' sword, and that's his real sword, not his actual penis like she wishes, and she's going to, like, cut her vagina on it, chat. It's crazy. She's got blue eyes. She's got blonde hair. She's crazy. She's going to burn you at the stake. Did I say that already? She's going to try and have sex with her brother. What else could we want? What else could you want? Now, also, you know, Farnese's new character design isn't the worst. But, you know, I don't really like it. So she kind of goes into the Tamari category of, like, the greatest character. Look at her little hair thingies on the side here. She's the greatest of all time. Best Berserk character. Most development of any Berserk character. She's now a white mage after she burned all those witches. That's crazy, on God. And, you know, remember when she was going to marry Roderick that one time? Remember when we met her family and it's the greatest moment in fictional history? Remember when she was cool and cool and cool? It's fucking Farnese. Who are we fucking kidding here? Of course she's number 2. She should be number 1, goddammit. But should we find out who number 1 is? Should we just click this little thingy over here? Should we just go... You already know who it is, chat. Don't be fucking... Of course, it's the great Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Historically and always has the greatest character designs in anything ever. And Seto Kaiba, in his great white outfit, is obviously the pinnacle of this. You Battle City, who are we fucking with? Obelisk the Tormentor, who's your daddy? You know, him and Yugi having the greatest, like, 7-episode duel at the top of the thingy that Marik couldn't even pray that he could follow up. But, you know, he's the bad guy, so he has to fight Yugi last. But then Kaiba turns around and fucks up Joey. But we love Joey. He was, like, so good in Battle City. But anyway, we're talking about the great Seto Kaiba here. He's got a company. You might try to steal his company, but he'll fuck you up. Your dad? You're his dad? You're abusive? Goodbye. I'm gonna kill you, I think. I think that's what happened. He's got a little brother, Mokuba, who's pretty cool, but he's just a shitty little brother. He used to wear black in Duelist Kingdom, and that was pretty cool. But, you know, his white outfit is better. He got his own PlayStation. Did you get your own PlayStation, pussy? No, I didn't think so. If the great Sony can acknowledge that Seto Kaiba is the greatest character design of all time, so can you, chat, as I have done here today. Just look at him. His white coat, his little card around his neck. You know, he's gonna cool. He's gonna battle machine. He's gonna battle AI. He's gonna defeat Elite RE in real time just to show how good he is. Because nothing can beat the great Obelisk the Tormentor. Except for Yugi that one time, and then he stole his card. That wasn't very cool, huh? And then, as Yugi's going up the thing to fight Marik at the end, I've never seen that Marik duel, by the way. Kaiba gives him a card to help him win in the end, because he's just the coolest guy. Not like Obito, like for real. And it's just the greatest. It's... Name one man cooler than this man, and yeah, I'll name you a liar, frankly. And that's the end of our great PowerPoint. So obviously, I don't even remember who was number... Oh, Nina, or whatever, from fucking shitty Gurren Lagann was number 1. Endeavor was in, like, Elite Re's top 3. Fuck with me. Look at all these great characters. None of them on Elite Re's list, I'm pretty sure. Did we have any overlap? I think Nami was on his list. I think that's it. Makise Kurisu probably didn't even have Krillin. So anyway, he's an embarrassment, Elite Re. You know, my list outranks his easy. You think he had No on his list? Of course he didn't. But anyway, this is where we end the great video of screaming about our favorite character designs. What else would we do around here? And, you know, Maybe we'll bring the PowerPoint back again to do something else. How do you even judge character designs for things that aren't anime or manga, you know? Favorite live action character designs? I don't even have one that comes to the tippy top of my head. But anyway, so that means anime forever. Remember, that's the Trixie thing. But anyway, let's say our thing. See you next time. Support links in the description below. Thanks.